Hey Canucks fans, welcome to another edition of Ask Me Anything. I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, February the 20th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. A few minutes ago, I posted my vlog with my reflections on last night's game, a very disappointing and frustrating game to say the least. So make sure you check out that vlog. And don't forget, tonight, 8:30 p.m. Franchise and Up. It's our monthly Zoom call. And at 10 p.m., it is our weekly Sunday night live stream right here on YouTube. Thanks to everyone who submitted questions, some of them before last night's game, others after last night's game. So let's get to them right away. Legendary Just Incredible says this: if you could change one thing to enhance your or a fan's experience, a game experience at Rogers Arena, what would it be? Would it be cheaper food, seat color, in-game activations? Really good question, Justin. And given that I go so much, and I know that you work there so much, I think it's a very, very relevant and pertinent and important question. Two things come to mind right away. And if we're not talking about the actual performance of the team, which last night wasn't great, as I went on for about 10 minutes about earlier today, I think anytime you can get things cheaper and make it more affordable, especially for families parents who want to bring their young kids, and I know that the Canucks do a lot of ticket deals and things like that, but it's simply not very cost friendly to go to a game, whether it's transportation and parking, and then it's the concession prices or whatever it may be. And I get it, you're paying for an experience, and that's why some people don't only go to a game or two a year. So I get that it's supposed to be a treat as opposed to a regular run-of-the-mill routine thing. But that's one thing. I think if you could somehow reduce prices of things, parking they may not have any control over, especially depending where you park, but definitely inside the arena, whether it's the food and the drink, whatever it may be, I think that would help a lot. And I think just when it comes to actually watching the game fan experience, I think they do a really good job. I think the Canucks presentation team, when it's the videos, whether it's the fun little contests or whatever, the music, I think overall the game presentation is pretty good at Rogers Arena. I would love to see them have a little bit more fun, almost be a little bit more irreverent, almost poke fun at the other team or other fans or the fans themselves, whatever it may be, just to keep it, not go over the edge or cross that line, but come a bit closer to it. I think sometimes the Canucks, the game presentation team plays it safe, almost too safe, but I get that you also don't want to be offending people when you don't have to. So I get it's a fine line, but that's something that I think I would love to see more of. Things like highlighting fans that look like celebrities or stranger kiss cam, not that I want to be on it, or pointing out fans that are in different types of jerseys. Just a little bit more fun, I think would be even better. And of course it goes a lot with how well the team is playing. Great question, Justin. Jasper, with the ugly loss yesterday, do you still see Demko starting tomorrow? And do you see playoff hopes slimming even more? Well, yes, Jasper, to answer your second question, yes, I do think last night exposed the Canucks as a non-playoff caliber team. It's simply, I've been saying this all along, as much as I want them to make the playoffs, it's too big of a hole that they dug themselves into, and it's really disappointing their performance last night. Having said that, I do think Thatcher Demko starts tomorrow. He will for sure. That's why they pulled him so early, not only because the team was playing bad. He wasn't playing. The first three goals were all deflections. The next two were bang bang plays in front of the net that wasn't really his fault. So I would say that he'll play tomorrow against Seattle for sure, and I think he'll play against Calgary on Thursday for sure, because the loss wasn't on him, and he ended up not playing the full game. So you don't put Halak in for that same reason as he finished off the game, and he's not the starter. So yes, Demko will definitely start. I'm willing to bet on it, unless he's hurt, that he starts tomorrow night against Seattle. It's Thorn. I feel like I wasn't too impressed with Anaheim's game, even though they put up 7. Where do you think the Canucks team failed last night? I put obviously a slow start. That was a big thing of it. I felt they had a lack of pushback. I thought that the injuries, that's not their fault. But the slow start was the biggest thing. Everything kind of compounded from there. The not enough push from the forwards, some bad defensive breakdowns and decision making. So I thought Anaheim was fine. They were certainly the more aggressive team. They're a big team. They hit a lot. And so I think the Canucks failed overall by simply not being prepared physically and mentally. You also asked, do you believe the Canucks have any aggression strength on the team? Yeah, Luke Shen he loves to hit people. I think Kyle Burrows loves to hit people. I think guys like Pearson and Miller and Podkolzin can play tough if they need to, Hamnick included as well. So they don't have the biggest bodies, and you kind of saw they're not as strong as Anaheim, but I think they do have enough aggression and strength, but you got to use it in the right time. And then yes, you say, in my eyes, I believe Luke Shen can't be the only form of aggression with this team. It just won't cut it. Yeah, that's fair. And I think Shen was the one that I noticed right away for sure. Joe Pratt, you must be headstrong. Glad to see Gil up and recovering. I'm content with the creator. So I'm going to take those all as compliments. Thank you, Joe. Would trading Brock for prospects free up enough cap space? Do you think this fourth line will be our fourth line next year? So to answer your second question, yes, both Lammikko and Highmore are under contract. No, actually, I don't know that for sure. I'm going to look that up real quick. But I think the Canucks are happy with that fourth line indeed. Let me just look it up, as obviously I didn't prepare for this. Canucks cap friendly. I know Mott is a UFA, but let's see what Highmore and Lammikko. Okay, so Highmore, well actually Highmore's an RFA and Lammikko was an RFA. So Lammikko makes $750, Highmore makes $725. You could bring both those guys back if it's $1 million or less. I think that's good. And then Tyler Mott's making $1.225. He's a UFA. I have a sense though that Mott will not be back. So to answer your question in its entirety, I don't think the whole fourth line will be back. And would trading Brock for prospects free up enough cap space? Well, it would definitely help. That's $7 to $7.5 million that you won't have to pay next year. So I'm not sure that's the way the Canucks are going to progress with Brock, but that would be one way to free up some cap space for sure. I have a feeling that the Canucks want to keep Brock though. I really do. Akash, if you were the GM of this team, who would you consider trading and keeping? I think from a money standpoint, you have to move out one of the three, of Miller, Horvat, or Besser. I think Besser's of the three is the one I'd keep. Miller, you get the most for it. As much as I love him, and I think he's such a good player for us, I think no one is untouchable outside of Demko, Pettersson, and Hughes. So of those three, I would look at Miller, but I know some people were kind of down on Horvat last night. Then I would try and move out one of the middle tier guys, a Pearson, a Dickinson, a Pullman, a Hamnick, a Myers, even someone like that. So that's what I would try and do. Trevor Pruner, do you think Patrick Allvin is more focused on the Canucks top six or defense? What moves do you think he'll make to the forwards or defense? I think that, as I just mentioned, I think naturally he's going to look at the top six because they're simply not dynamic enough. People have said they're wondering if Garland's going to be fast enough for this team. Miller, Horvat, and Besser, decent skaters, but not the fastest guys ever. And they make a lot of money. So I could see him tinkering at the top six, making one or two changes up there. And then on the blue line, I think you got to get better. You have too much immobility with Hamnick, Shen, Pullman, and on the right side. So I think you got to shore up the defense as well. But you can save money too. If you can bring Rathbone up next year, that's going to be $800,000 or $900,000. And then if you can shed one of Hamnick, Pullman, or Myers, that would help a lot. Tyler, how can we show the experience of actually being at a Canucks game to a kid who hasn't been yet? Probably next season we'll catch a game or two. Tyler, great question. I presume that we won't talk a lot about the actual game itself. You're talking about the in-game, the experience of being at a Canucks game. I think you got to warn your kid that's going to be loud for sure, because I definitely, depending on how old your kids, I know some people actually put earmuffs or headphones over their babies. We never did that with Sean, but we always joke around that that's maybe why he's so messed up. No, we brought Sean when he was like 3, 4, 6 months old. So I think it's gonna be loud. There's always gonna be something going on. It's like sensory overload between videos and music and contests. But I think just the overall experience of being in the arena with people, with 18, 19,000 fans cheering, with the larger than life players for a kid, I think it's a really cool thing. And even if it's not your kids or your cup of tea, to bring your kids to something like that at least once, I think it's kind of like a bucket list thing. That's what I would say. It's loud, there's fun, there's always something going on, there's good food. You can try and explain to your kid how bloody expensive it is, but I'm not sure if that's going to go anywhere. But yeah, the overall experience I think is fun, and I think it's sensory overload is one way to put it for sure. And then lastly, Zach says, Clay, did you know Rogers Arena used to be named General Motors Place? Yes, Zach, I did, because I used to go there a lot, not only to watch Canucks games, but especially to watch the Vancouver Grizzlies. So I know it was G in place when it was the Olympics back in 2010. I know, they named it, I think, Canada Hockey Place or something like that. And I definitely know it was G in place when it was the Vancouver Grizzlies were there, because I had a jam pack, so I would go 11 times a year as well. So yes, I did indeed know that Rogers Arena was formerly known as GM Place. Okay, friends, thanks for your great questions. I won't do the sponsor and member shoutouts here because I did those in my earlier vlog today. But nonetheless, I appreciate you as always, both sponsors and members. So speaking of members, franchising up, 8:30 tonight, my monthly Zoom chat for all of you, everyone, 10 p.m. tonight, my weekly Sunday night live stream right here on YouTube. So leave a comment below with your reaction to any of my answers. It's fine. And I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate that. I would ask you to subscribe if you want to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below, and consider becoming a member or upgrading your membership if you'd like to as well. Okay, friends, that's video number 2. I'm going to do some studying, and I will see you guys tonight, whether at 8:30 for members, a Zoom chat, or 10 p.m. for my live stream. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other, and have a great Sunday. God bless, and go Canucks go.